Hello, everyone. I am back again, and I have a good show for you this evening. So, today I am going to be speaking on the situation about a former police officer with a history of sexual assault who has been sentenced to 25 years in prison after admitting to the rape of a woman less than a mile from the Lithonia police officer, or I'm sorry, less than the Lithonia police station where he worked at the time. His name was David Wilborn. He was 45. He pled guilty last Friday to rape, aggravated assault, and 2 counts of false imprisonment in the 2019 rape during a traffic stop at Lithonia Park. Authorities said Wilburn was on duty and in uniform when he forced the woman out of her car and raped her at gunpoint as her friend lay face down in front of the vehicle. Afterwards, he told his victim to repeat the words "nothing happened" before allowing her and her friend to leave. Now, Wilburn was arrested the following morning after the woman reported the rape. All right. In an original statement, Wilborn told DeKalb Police Sergeant he was at Lithonia Park that night and had sex with the woman, but he maintained that it was consensual. Okay. So now I have joining us here today a second time another one of Wilburn's alleged rape victims, Char Engle, here to give an update into her case. And let's just welcome her to the platform. Give me 1 second here.
Hello.
Hello, Char. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. How are you?
Good. Good to have you back.
Why, thank you.
How's things been going for you?
I'm
You're
getting
welcome.
stronger.
All right. So you getting stronger?
Yes, I
Good
am.
to hear. That's what's up. I'm glad to know that you're keeping your head up and, you know, because I know the last time that we spoke, things weren't looking up, looking too well for you. You weren't, getting the justice that you were looking for. So, kind of like tell us, today, like before we get into that, let's kind of give a brief description again on, you know, uh, how you encountered Mr. Wilborn, and what took place.
So I met Mr. Wilborn in Atlanta, Georgia. I was staying in a one-bedroom apartment, um, and it was on Centennial Avenue. And mind you, I just came from a hotel. I was homeless when I got there with 2 kids, and I was so proud of myself that I got into a one-bedroom, you know. And so I had registered my kids for school and got everything for them. So they're doing construction outside of the apartment, and Mr.
Uh-huh.
Wilborn was outside doing security for it. And so I've seen him a couple times before he decided to talk to me. So he talked to me literally for 3 days. Like literally, that when he decided to talk to me, it was like for 3 days. Just like he asked me how I was doing, where I come from, because of course you could tell I'm not from there, you know. So he did that, and told me he was a police officer. He also told me he had resources. He helps single mothers out with resources. He just helped people out. That's what he said. That's how the conversation started off. He introduced himself to my kids a couple times, as we're walking. But then, the conversation started getting weird, like little comments he would make. Like he made a comment, telling me that I should change the way I walk because you never know who's watching me. Or he was like, you only have 3 pairs of jeans, but you have different shirts that you switch up with them, which was true. So, but
Right.
I just put it in the back of my head, you know what I'm saying? So one day he came and then he offered my kids each, both of my boys who received it, $20 a piece, you know, and then he decided to I guess if he would have came through my front door, I would have been able to see him through the
Mm-hmm.
front, because my apartment faced the front where he usually parks at. He parks his little black car right there on the corner while they're doing the construction work, you know? And so when I heard a knock on the door, I looked out the window. I didn't see no car or nothing. So I said, "Who is it?" And he told me who he was. I opened up the door. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to talk to me, but I just knew it felt weird. You know what I'm saying? He started walking in. Did I say he can come in? No, I didn't say nothing. At this part, I'm just stunned because you're at my door. You know what I'm saying? So when he walked through my door and he shut the door behind him and he backed up against the door and he locked the door, I already kind of felt what was going to happen to me. You know, you kind of already feel it, because then
Yeah.
all of a sudden the conversation went to a different conversation than what it was outside in public, you know? So, he led me into my bedroom, and now I don't have no furniture in there. I don't have nothing in there. And did what he did, you know. Um,
Now, when he led you into your bedroom, uh, was it at gunpoint or
no, but he had
was
his
it
gun
with
on him.
force?
He No, he
Okay.
grabbed me. You know what I'm saying? He was grabbing me. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like, at this point, he has a gun on him. Who's gonna fight somebody with a gun? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a
Right.
whole woman in my apartment by myself. I'm in Georgia. I don't have no family. I don't have no friends there. I don't have nobody but two kids. You know? So he didn't ask me if it was okay. I didn't tell him it was okay. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even respond. I was stuck.
Okay.
And then when he got done,
Okay. And so continue.
when he got done, you know what I'm saying? He left, and I did never see him again before. I've never seen him again after that. I've always looked for him though, because I ain't gonna lie. I wanted to hurt him. My heart was hurt. You know what I'm saying? I'm hurt. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to turn him in. I'm down there with just me and two little boys that don't know nothing about Georgia. We don't know nothing. We didn't know nobody. So yeah, that's how I encountered Mr. Wilborn.
Now, he was doing security for the apartment building you lived in, correct?
Yes, he's a cop for Lithonia at that time, but he was doing off-duty work as a security guard for the construction. Because a lot of times, so like you'll even have police that are sitting out there watching them, because people drive by real fast. They can hit them with their cars. You know what I'm saying? You never know what can happen. You know what I'm saying? I guess so. That's why he was there.
Okay. So, um, after the alleged rape or whatever, you didn't see him again. So, did he just totally stop working for the apartment complex?
The same day that he did that, he was no longer there.
So he just abruptly quit.
Yeah, it was. I don't know if it was his last day or he just quit. I didn't know.
Okay.
I did not see him
And
no
then
more after that.
okay, okay. And then so after that, then what takes place next?
So after that, I move into my two bedroom. I'm very blessed. I was happy. I'm trying to pick myself up from what happened. I called my apartment complex after I moved into the two bedroom. And I asked them, I said, I need to get into that apartment. I need to get that rag that I threw purposely behind, you know what I'm saying, the washer and dryer. I need to pull up some of that carpet with his DNA on it. She told me at that time that the apartments were being remodeled and I couldn't get in. I just wanted to be
Okay,
somewhere safe where he didn't know where I lived at, you know?
okay. And so then when did you report it to authorities?
So it happened to happen. I've been talking about it for years, you know what I'm saying, since it happened. And my god sister was watching the news and she called me and was like, is this him? Is this him? And I'm like, who? And then she was like, a cop just was arrested. She didn't say the name or anything. You know what I'm saying? And I said, who? Was it David Wilborn? And she said, that is the name. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yes, that is him. Described him to the T, and I seen it. He got arrested, what he did. And I instantly cried because I felt bad, because if I would have reported it then, it would have never happened to her like that. My conscience
Yeah.
started eating at me, um, because I felt bad, because it would have never happened to her if I would have had the strength that she had, and to in the support, probably, I would have reported it.
So the rape that you're talking about is the one that he just pled guilty to, right?
Yes,
That
the one
happened
that they
at Lithonia Park, a mile from the police station.
Yeah, the one that, and don't get me wrong, I'm glad he's locked up. I feel like he's got locked up for everybody. You know, but
Mhm.
I do know that her case was the stronger case, so I already kind of knew that they were gonna go towards that case. You know what I'm saying? I'm just mad at
Yeah.
that's Lithonia. Lithonia did their job with that case. I'm more upset with Fulton County. You know what I'm saying? So and I'm upset with Lithonia because I'm trying to figure out how was he able to be a police officer through all the stuff that he uses his authority, just like he used to be use this authority. I guess he uses badges, because that's what it seems like. To get his victims.
Hmm. Okay. Now, so the last time we did the interview, you it was like they doing much to help you with your case. So where do you stand now as far as your case?
So I have multiple dates of which they said they closed it. Multiple dates. Um, One say March, one say September. I got another one that says October, I think it is. I don't, I have right now I'm upset because the more and more I go through the way I feel and what I have as evidence, I do feel that my case was not presented right. There's some fibs inside of the case that whoever was working at that, the head person at that time, kind of relined my whole case up and kind of lied on the whole thing. I have the email from him, you know what I'm saying, where he pretty much just added his own case. I told you, before, how I felt about how um they interrogated me. I felt like I was the suspect at one point in time. You got 6 to 7 women in a room with you, and nobody's offering you a Kleenex. Nobody's offering you a hug. Nobody's telling you that we got you. You know, it's just felt like it was just a nonstop interrogating me, to the point where I started realizing like they're not here for me, you know. Um,
Yeah.
I did the photo lineup, which was kind of messed up. I had to do it twice. I don't know why. I did it with some people in the room, went downstairs, smoked a cigarette, was told I had to come back upstairs and do it again with more people in the room. That's kind of like re-victimizing the victim, you know? Like, why are
Yeah.
you guys are intimidating me?
Okay.
So,
So now that he has been found guilty in the rape that he committed in Lithonia Park, what now? Moving forward, how is it looking for you? Can you like kind of like tell us a little bit about
so
that?
I've been looking for. I never. It was never about money to me. It was always about him getting prosecuted for my case. You know what I'm saying? I feel so strongly on what he did to me. So me, I've been calling lawyers. I called a lawyer, and come to find out it was his lawyer. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing it by myself. I've reached out to
Okay, wow.
people. I reached out to people. You know, um, so I'm just right now trying to fight for me. And then also, I do feel there's allegedly more victims out there. You know what I'm saying? And I want them to understand, like, come forward. This isn't okay what happened to you. It's not okay for someone to hurt you. It's not okay for they don't people can judge and all that stuff, but you're not living our lives every day. We have our good, we have our bad, you know, and then on top of that, you know, it's just I I'm trying to go forward, you know, with the fact that my race, I feel like my race kind of played in a role with it, you know. Um, you know that they George I
Well,
was
yeah,
told I wasn't a
let's speak a little bit. Speak a little bit about the race, because I know that you told me, was it a FBI agent? Am I correct?
no, it was the victim advocate. The victim advocate was supposed to have my back. So what I told her was,
Okay.
I told her that black women in general don't never get justice, and we don't. You know, I was just being honest. In general, we don't. We come up missing. We get raped. We get kidnapped. We don't really get that justice. So when I said that to her, I don't know if I hit a button, but next thing you know, I've always said, I said Minnesota's more diverse than Atlanta. Nothing else to even. I'm a black woman. My mom raised me, regardless of what color she is. My mom raised me as a black woman. You know, so I felt when she said that to me. So this is what happened. She gave me. We were talking, and she called me, and she said that she don't identify me. We don't identify you as a black woman. And I was shocked. I was stuck. She was on speaker, so a whole car heard her. So I immediately hung up because I started crying. I started feeling like how does my mom feel about what she just said? Because she raised me. You know what I'm saying? She raised me to know that I'm gonna have judgment against me. She raised me, you know. So you don't know my story for you to say that I'm not a black woman, and that's what my birth certificate says. You know, it kind of hit me. So next thing you know, I received a text message. First, she said it, and if they have offended me in any type of way, they didn't mean to. Then at the end of the text message is, I never said that. Well, which one is it? You know, because if I never said that to somebody, I'm not going to send them a whole paragraph and explain to them what I said. You know, um,
Yeah.
so that kind of right there stuck with me a little bit because I'm not going to be honest, but you know, I'm gonna be honest about this. So now I'm dealing with the fact that, am I black? Am I white? What am I? Because I'm mixed with a bunch of stuff. So what are you gonna say? What's my race? You know?
But so here's my thing. Um, you're a rape victim. Where does race play a part in it? I guess I'm lost. I guess I don't
You
understand.
know,
Where does race
I
play
think
a part
sometimes
in
what
that?
people don't realize in our community, in our world right now, is white or black. You know what I'm saying? If you're a so if I do feel if I was a white woman, then pure white, I feel like, and that was, I would have probably got justice. Or do I feel like if that was a white cop that raped me as a black woman, it would have been justice? You know what I'm saying? And lawyers would have jumped on it because it's black and white, black and white, black and white. We're so stuck on black and white that we're not seeing that our white on white crime, black on black crime, we're not seeing that. You know what I'm saying? We're just seeing right now, we're just seeing like, you're dark skinned, you're white. You know what I'm saying? That's just what we're seeing. And it's not fair because at the end of the day, I'm a black woman. I was raised as a black woman. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when I go get my hair braided, they complain that it's too thick for them to braid. So I just don't get it.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't even know where that came from. And I think maybe it just came because I said how I felt as black women. We don't get justice. And that I'm being honest with that. And we don't support each other either. So that's why we don't get justice, you know?
Exactly.
So
Okay. So you were working with the FBI, and what exactly were they trying to do for you? Were they trying
so
to?
I think this is the thing. I've bumped heads with this lady for a minute. So the day that she got my case, I kind of felt offended when she said to me, well, when it happened, you should have called the FBI or the GBI, Georgia Bureau Investigation. It's the same thing. And I'm like, well, who would know that? Is there a handbook? Like you think I just got the FBI or GBI's number in my phone? You know what I'm saying? Like, let me push this button and I can call you guys right away. You know what I'm saying? No one's prepared for what happened. So for
Yeah.
you to say that to me, that kind of hurt my feelings. You know what I'm saying? And then I did get aggravated with her. I was upset. I feel like she did tell me that the other case was stronger because she did say she believed me, but she said the other case was stronger because at the end of the day, yeah, she had support. She could go to the hospital. She had a witness. I mean, he put a whole witness on the ground. You know what I'm saying? So, of course. But
Yeah.
what about the ones that didn't? I'm here standing up for me because no, I wasn't strong enough to do that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also in a town where I don't know nobody. He did it a half hour before I had to go pick up my kids. A half hour before I had to go pick up my kids. I don't know nobody there to pick up my kids for me. And then with everything that I'm
Right.
feeling right now, I don't even think my rape kit would have made it to the police station, to be honest.
Okay. Okay. So what is going on now as far as your case? What are they doing to try to now he's been
Um,
convicted of the rape in Lithonia Park, and there's more victims out there. And I know that you told me previously that a sergeant or a detective or somebody reached out to you and wanted you to finish pursuing your case. So how is that looking for you now?
well, that's why I reached out to you again. You know what I'm saying? For the exposure of it. I seen that there was other podcasts that also said, all the victims should stand up towards this. You know what I'm saying? Because he should have never been a cop in the first place, or he should have never been a cop in Fulton. He should never been a cop in Lithonia because he definitely was doing sexual misconduct in the army when he was there. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
he should have never
I
been one,
read that.
period. So he should have never been one, period.
Yeah.
So but I'm looking forward to standing up for myself. Let it be known to all the victims out there in any rape case, it's okay to stand up for yourself, and it's okay to keep going. If you believe in your heart that you did not get justice, it's okay to, what I'm saying, to keep fighting. Don't let it take over your life though. And I had to learn that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still living, but at the same time, this is making me stronger. It's constantly making me stronger. And then every time I look through my text messages and my emails, I see flaws and I see flaws and I see flaws. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm somebody's daughter. I'm somebody's mother. I'm somebody's, you know what I'm saying? I'm God's child. How dare you take something from me? So I'm gonna keep fighting. And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to find a lawyer. It's just hard. And a lot of, I don't know why, but it's hard because he has been convicted, and he's also in the reports known that this is not just something that he just did. This is something he's been on doing. So my point is like, hey,
Yes.
why can't you guys investigate? You need to start pulling up some of the rape cases with his name on it and see why they never was pushed through. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure that this ain't the
Yeah.
first one that then hit
Well,
Fulton.
no, not from what I read. Now, so I want to go back and ask you about the apartment complex you lived in.
Hmm.
And so uh, when they gave their statement to police, you said they gave false information. Can
So
you tell us
first,
about that?
so when they were asked at first about my 1 bedroom lease, they tried to say I didn't live there. Then they said they had a fire. Then they said it was water damage or something. I don't know. It could have been anybody lying. But I have the 1 bedroom lease. It's in my hands. You know what I'm saying? I got it right here in the tote, locked away like a glove. You know what I'm saying? So for you to say that I wasn't there and that's where it was at, it kind of pissed me off. But I was getting into it with the office anyways. I mean, you have an office that's predominantly black, all women. You know what I'm saying? Their attitudes is up and up, you know. And I just feel like right is right and wrong is wrong. And I feel like, the lady that I did ask to can I go back in the apartment? I do feel like she needs to stand up and tell them, hey, she did say that. You know what I'm saying? Or the lady that used to work in the office that they transferred to another department, she need to let them know, like, yeah, she did tell me that. You know what I'm saying? Um, so the maintenance man, that's who they were supposed to talk to. I don't know who that damn DA, I'm gonna say it like that, put in that report. That fake report said I told them to talk to a security guard and some stuff like that. And I'm like, what security guard? Because the only security guard that would have been was David Wilborn. So how are you talking to a man that I'm saying that raped me? So that's the only. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the only security guard. Otherwise, you didn't look at none of the story because you said I got raped in 2016 and it was 2017. This is what you sent to a news station. You emailed this out of your hand. So you just fabricated my story. You made up stuff in this story. And that's
So
not fair.
is there a statute of limitations on when
You
you
know
can
what's
actually
crazy?
report?
There I guess there's one on adults. So kids can, I reached out to a lawyer and one lawyer was like, well, how old was you? So really it's about, they're after the pedophiles. We're after, what about the ones that are not the adults, that are the adult women? That's what I'm talking about. So they just didn't care to help. They just didn't care to help. The
Okay.
one lady in the office actually sat in my face and told me that she would never be able to get raped. And I told her, you don't know that. You could walk out your door right now. As many homeless people are in Atlanta, and he'll be hiding behind a bush and if something happened to you.
Yeah, because I didn't know rape had a name on it.
Yeah, I guess,
But okay.
they feel like that. But that's why I
Okay,
said
so
it was.
moving moving forward, what are they trying to do now to help you pursue your
Nothing, because I'm doing it by myself. At this point, if it was up to me, I'll put shirts on and go down there and protest. I mean, that's the type of person, that's how I feel about this. You know, I feel like I feel like I got judged for no reason. You don't know me. You don't know my past. You don't know my history. You looked at me and judged me for what? I didn't go claim rape on a cop for attention. Who claimed rape? I've been my whole life, I'm just being honest, been abused. You know what I'm saying? And on and off abused and beat up, kidnapped. And why would somebody want to do that? You know what I'm saying? This is something that I wasn't expecting. This is something that happened to me when I was younger. So who's expecting to get raped in their 40s? You know what I'm saying? That's what it's like. Okay, God. But then I realized maybe it happened to me so that I can stand up for people that can't stand up for themselves. People used to be like, just think about you, but it's so hard because there's somebody out there struggling just like me. And,
yeah.
just sitting there crying. There's days where I cry. There's days where I hate black men. I'm being honest. You know what I'm saying? I'm going through the process of now, I can talk to a white cop, but I can't talk to a black cop. My distance is like this, like, don't come near me. And I shouldn't have to be like
Hmm.
that. I shouldn't feel like that.
Yeah.
So I'm battling on you know, how I feel. I just feel like that my case was not justified. And I feel like it was fabricated. I know there's more to it. You know what I'm saying? I know that we do know Mr. David Wilborn's wife was working for the department at the time. And when he got arrested, they hurried up and moved her. But I feel like this, if you're in two different counties, why would you move her? Because you knew there was going to be more victims. And that's the only thing I can think of.
Okay.
You moved.
So the officer, won't mention his name. because they don't have permission. But the officer that was helping you, can you give a little insight on that?
So I in my heart, I feel like, like they want to, um they want to say something, you know what I'm saying? But I do know, like, how they got that vial to the blue, you know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. So, but it's not, it's just little things that, they're telling me, hey, this is it. They feel like I didn't get justice too for it. You know what I'm saying? It's all BS. You know what I'm saying? When that person
Mm-hmm.
was telling me to get a lawyer, I, instantly, I think that person already knew that it was going to be a problem because of who he was and who his so-called ex-wife, I think. I'm not sure yet, but or who she was in
Mm-hmm.
the department, because he worked for Lithonia and she worked for Fulton, you know? So they did work in Fulton together at one point in time.
Okay.
So I think that I mean, sometimes sometimes I get upset at that person, because I'll be like, damn, if you had a daughter, or if you got a daughter, how would you feel if this was your child? I need someone to speak up too
Yeah.
with me. It's just me right now
Mm-hmm.
doing it by myself, and I know that God gave me the strength to do it by myself, and that's why it happened to me. And I beat myself up though, because I understand that this other lady, they're not talking about it no more. So more likely, I'm just gonna be keeping real. I feel like they probably just went wish underneath the table real quick. You know what I'm saying? To me, it was never
Mm-hmm.
about money. It was never about the money. But now I feel like that you guys do owe compensation to victims that were not justified. And plus, on the you guys let him keep a badge, even though he had this done to him. He was doing this to people.
Yeah. Yeah, because he worked for uh Atlanta Police Department first, and he had allegations there, and then he got hired by Lithonia Police Department. And so I couldn't understand when I did my research and I was reading that, like, how is that possible?
So this the thing to me, people
So
don't real people don't realize Georgia, to me, when you go to Atlanta, it's predominantly black. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. So it's predominantly run by black people. To Sometimes I feel like when we as black people get too much power, we we do stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like there was more to it why he was able to go to another police company, because it was a different county. He wasn't in the same county, um at the end of the day, if you keep on getting sexual misconducts against this man or anything, I feel like you that would should have never he would should have never been able to put a badge or a gun on in Lithonia. Never. He should have never been able to do that.
well, yeah, considering that he had reports from the army as well before he even started working for the police department.
Yeah.
So
So
but then during my research, I did realize that, the person that hired him at Lithonia Police Department had some on their name. So I guess that would explain, some things, what I'm saying? So, yeah.
that
Yeah, I
person
have a
ain't even no
comment.
longer there.
Yeah, he resided.
Yeah,
She
so he
says,
resided
yeah,
in
they do.
Atlanta.
She says they do owe you big money. Hit them where it hurts in their pockets.
So they do. So this the crazy part. If you resign as a police officer in one county, you can go get hired in a different county. But don't you think you need to figure out why that person resigned?
Well, I
Like
mean,
that
there
doesn't
was
make sense.
enough to me. There was enough information on this guy because even employees, or however you want, basically coworkers, let's say that, they had complaints against him, and yet he was still able to, get away with this.
But that's when you have to ask Fulton County, why was he able to do that? Not the so the new DA. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know nothing about her. I do feel like she be clout chasing because she went after Trump and all the other, all the celebrities and stuff like that. But you have to ask Fulton County, why? Why would you? Why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, why would y'all let him become that? That's what you have to ask Fulton County. You have to ask the people that was in that department that didn't want to, that don't want to press charges. I feel like this: if you press charges on David Wilborn in Fulton County, it opens Pandora box. You know what I'm saying? Because now everybody's gonna find out why he was able to keep doing what he was doing, and that's not
Yeah.
fair. To It's a Pandora box. It shouldn't matter what, like, literally, come on now, you guys. I feel you, if you read this report that this DA put out here, it just looks so stupid because you didn't even, it's like you should have thought about what you said before you wrote it.
Well, I'm gonna say
Like,
this. Listen to him being able to continue to maneuver and do what he did. It's not hard to find because 3 days of research for me, and I always go outside the box. I'm like, okay, well, how did he get hired with this on his record here? So I go hired him. He has things on his record. Then I go beyond that and I find out that this person it's not hard to find. So
it's
it's
a
not, I
pen,
don't
yeah.
think that it's not that they don't know. I just think that they're just brushed under the carpet is how
Yeah,
what I would
big,
say.
yeah, because guess you got to understand something. Georgia makes money. You know what I'm saying? They don't want you feeling like you have to come there and fear their police. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because and I'm not saying all cops are bad. I'm not saying that because I ran into some good cops in Georgia that were black. You know what I'm saying? And I ran into some good Caucasian cops. I ran into some good, you know what I'm saying? Couple Mexicans, but but I've ran into some good cops there. It's just that to me, I feel like it's more, it just doesn't make sense. So is it going to be like any African American cop do something bad there to a black person? It's not going to be justified. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it feels like. Um, and that's not how it should be. It shouldn't be no matter what color you are. If you're a DA, a judge, a lawyer, or whatever, it should not be about race. It should not be about, if there's wrong, there's wrong. And to know that there's wrong in it, and now I'm questioning, like, okay, so what did y'all put all in my record? Because we already, me and I sent you the email that he, what he sent to Channel 2 News. You know what I'm saying? So I sent that to you.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, so you lied in that alone to cover up what? Pandora box. Because now we got to figure now they got to explain how he was able to just resign. He should have not been able to have a gun. Not at all. He should not have been able to put a
Yeah.
badge on him. Men like that are women that even do it. If you're bad and you have a badge, you're making them look bad. He should have not been able. That's not what the badge is supposed to be for. I thought the badge was like when he first started talking, you was resources. I'm a friendly cop. I'm doing my job. You know what I'm saying? Not to take
Yeah.
advantage of, not to take advantage of people, not to take advantage of a woman.
Or anybody for that matter.
Yeah, because you're not supposed to. I mean, literally, any race, any whatever. And if you're a cop and
So,
you know
okay.
right or wrong, I don't understand. They take oaths. You know what I'm saying? But at the point of time, there comes a time where you have to say, you know what, like, I need to speak up. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not right. You're no better than them. Then you know.
Okay, now he's been sentenced 25 to life. how is
I
this?
feel
What does this mean for you, and
so.
any other victim that? Because I know there was another victim that he didn't necessarily assault her, but he did do some kind of sexual acts
So we know
at
that's
her business.
so alleged. You know, we know that he got convicted for the first one. So allegedly, it'd be me and her would be two, but allegedly, I know it's way more than that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So,
Right.
what I feel like the victim should be happy because I do feel like that. I do feel like that. You know, Lithonia probably threw some of our stories in there to show that this is what he does. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not just, I've never seen someone just get 25 to life for just for, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So that's
Yeah.
not fair though. That's not fair to us as other victims though, because we didn't get a chance to tell our story. We didn't, you know, me, I always wanted to go face to face with him so I can always put this hurt back on him, you know. So what goes on from here is I have a bomb ass therapist that I work with, you know, and she's showing me how to get over with since the FBI told me my therapist wasn't doing nothing, but she has. So she's bomb. She's showing me how to get strength back. She's also teaching me how to stand up for myself more. So this is what's making me keep standing up for myself. You know, right is wrong. You know, right is right. You know what I'm saying? If I was wrong, she would tell me. You know what I'm saying? So my kids would be like, Mom, you need to give up. You know what I'm saying? But right is right, you know? So I'm just going to keep going forward. I'm looking into, I've been talking to you about opening up a human trafficking center, you know what I'm saying, for victims and trying to figure out. I want to work with sexual violence victims. If you need me to come to the hospital for you, hold your hand. I want to make sure that your kid get into the right place. I want to make a handbook, for women of police rape because there's not a handbook for that. Since they try to tell me that this is what you got to do, well, then let me make a handbook so that women know what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? Or a man. You never know. A woman cop could turn around and rape a man, you know?
I was just
So
gonna say, I was just gonna ask you. You said a handbook for women who are raped by police. So, is there a difference in being raped by police versus like just a regular, like
to
the
me, I
regular
think that if you
person?
do, since what I experienced with the FBI when she told me, you know what I'm saying, hey, you should have called us. You know what I'm saying? I feel like now I want them to know, like, don't, you might not want to reach out to your police department. Call your department, if you're in GBI, Minnesota, or whatever you at, call that. There's always there, don't get it twisted. There's an FBI building in every state. You know what I'm saying? So reach out to them so that way you know that it's getting processed right, you know that way you're also safe. I felt unsafe there. You know what I'm saying? I had harassment. you know I had somebody said they saw police sitting in my parking lot. You know what I'm saying? I got screamed at by the assistant DA. You know what I'm saying? So having, I guess, dealing with the FBI would have been different. I don't know because I felt like it was no different, but but I also want them to know there's resources, like, you know, it's not, it's okay to reach out to a therapist. You know what I'm saying? It's okay just to have some of resources in there because we don't have that for people in this situation.
Okay, so the question though that I was trying to get to is because you said a handbook for women who have been raped by police, or even men raped by police women. But is there a difference? Because it's like you kind of said just that. So is there a difference if you're raped by just a person that doesn't have a badge? Are the
And
rules or
that's
laws
how it
different, or the
feels.
procedures?
Because you know what? I do feel like if he didn't have a badge, he probably would have been charged. You know what I'm saying? It's just a black man on the street. I'm being honest.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
I do
So
feel
I
like
get where
there's a
you.
big difference. Because when you get raped by just an
Okay.
ordinary
So I
person,
get where you.
yeah, like when you get raped by an ordinary person, you just go to the hospital and they do a rape kit. The police come do your report. When you get raped by a police, are you really going to trust to be sitting in a room with a police officer?
Yeah. Without feeling like you're victimized again, being victimized again.
Right.
Okay. I get where, okay. I get what you're saying. Okay. I get where you're going. Okay. So I have a comment. She says, yes, stay strong, keep up with the therapy.
I am.
And speaking of therapy, I would like to know, like, how are you just like overall? Like, how are you dealing with this? How was your mental? How are you dealing with this?
So, I wouldn't when we first started, God is good, because when we first did the first podcast, I was homeless. You know what I'm saying? And I expressed that was hard being, so I think that's what's making me stronger and make me want to fight more. I got a roof over my head. It's me and my kids. So God is good on that. Um, Shout out to the programs. So, but mentally wise, I'm dealing with right now I'm just focused on God. I've been dealing with celibacy and just focusing on God. But I'm having working on trying to not hate black men, not being, that I think
Mm-hmm.
it's turning, it's an up and down thing. And then and then I'm dealing with the fact that I started just kind of hating like my skin color or who I was as a person. So I'm working with my therapist on that, and just trying to survive out here. And every day, I mean, people say, oh my God, it happened then, you should be over it. But it's nothing that you can get over, because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
unless you truly um understand of being a victim and then being re-victimized so many times, you know
Yeah.
and it's just like you're constantly being re-victimized. And so, but mentally wise, I mean, I got my kids, I got family, you know but my kids are the ones keeping me 10 toes stronger, and my grandkids. And God, most definitely, God is the one, number one, that gave me the strength, like, to do this. If without him, I would not know what to do in the world. I do believe that what I'm going through is a testimony, and it's meant for me to just, to tell my story, what happened. I praise him for it. Even the people say but it was bad, but I praise God from good and bad. So, but he's helping me through
Mm-hmm.
it. I've been in my Bible, girl. I've been in my Bible a lot with this. I had to go. I had to, do some
That's what's
some
up.
studying. I'm trying to. I had to focus because I was getting angry. Like I would want to rage out, but I had to, learn that's not going to get me nowhere. Me being snappy, me being mad at the world. I just now need to focus on my kids. My boys are black men. I need to learn not to hate black men because I don't want that anger to turn into onto them.
Right. Okay.
So,
Okay. Well, Char, I thank you for joining us again and sharing your story. And I hope, with him being, prosecuted on the first one, that this will open up doors for the rest of you and the rest of the victims. And hopefully some more victims will come forward and tell their story so he can, get some more time and possibly never get out. I don't know. It's not for me to judge. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? I thank you though for coming back and filling us in on your story again. And I wish the best. Thank you for your time today. And it was a great show. Thank
well,
you.
thank you.
I would like to
Thank you
thank
so much.
everybody who shared their positive comments in the their your positive words in the comments. You guys, thank you all for joining in. Please don't
Thank
forget
you
to like,
guys.
subscribe, and follow. You guys all have a good night.
Yep. Thank you guys. Have a blessed one.